Hey everybody, it's Jen with Turquoise Horse Creations. Today I'm going to be walking you through all the fun steps to refinish a hutch into that very popular farmhouse style look. At least it's super popular here in this neck of the woods in the Midwest, but I think it's kind of taken the country by storm. So it's pretty simple, but again, we'll go step by step, which hopefully will be helpful for anybody that wants to replicate this type of look. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this around so you can see the piece of furniture that we're going to be with. And it is just a two-piece hutch. I think it's probably maple. So you'll see right now it's just all wood. That top part comes off. Here's the bottom. Go back up. All right, so step one is to clean the piece, and I like to use White Lightning from Dixie Belle. It's in a powder form, and you just mix it with warm water. I put it in a spray bottle, and you're gonna spray it on and scrub all that good stuff on there, which if you're working on a piece that's been around for a few years, you're going to be surprised, but it'll cut through the grease, which is important if there is any, or harder stuff that's on there to get to. Usually water is not going to take that off, and then you're going to have problems with paint or stain adhering to your piece. So this is a really important step. It's my least favorite, but it's got to be done. So the other important thing is whatever cleaner you end up using, you definitely want to make sure you also wipe it off with water, which I will do with this as well. And that way there's nothing, again, that comes between you and whatever product you're putting on the piece. So I don't know if you can tell or not, but this is just after the first round. I'll still go ahead and rinse it, but it was pretty dirty. Hey, again, I just wanted to mention as well, when you're cleaning your piece, you need to take your hardware off too. And I think I had reversed the order of that. Even though I started the cleaning, I had to take off the doors, as you'll see behind me, and the drawers and the hardware, and then scrub where, the hinges were and all of that good stuff, because that's where a lot of the dirt will hide. Anyway, then I just put it in a handy dandy Ziploc baggie, and I labeled it Hutch, because usually I have several projects, probably too many going on at the same time, and if I don't do that, I'll get really confused and I'll start putting on the wrong hardware on the wrong piece of furniture. So the Hutch is very, very slick and has a gloss on it. So what I'm going to be doing is just a scuff sanding with 220 grit and just knock that off. That'll help with the paint and primer and everything adhering a little bit better as well. And then the top, which I'm going to be staining, also has a few light scratches. So I'm going to be taking that down a smidge farther as well. So I'm getting ready to go ahead and spray the bottom part of the hutch, and I wanted to kind of show you a few things. I've got the chalk paint that I'm going to be using, which is Drop Cloth by Dixie Belle, and it is in a sprayer that I'm going to be using. Let me turn this around so you can kind of see I've added some distilled water, and sometimes I have to add a little bit more. In fact, it already looks like it's starting to thicken up, so I'll probably add a smidge more to run it through the sprayer. I use Home Rate Finish Max Super is the sprayer that I'm going to be using, which is just kind of more of an inexpensive type sprayer. I've got the piece all ready to go. It's all been primed. I have sanded it, which I didn't show you. I used both a 220 and then I used just really, really lightly, but then I also used a 320 as well. I decided to go ahead and prime the top because of a few spots on it. So what I'm going to do is actually paint it, and then I'm going to use gel stain over that for that finish. Still wanting to do paint on both the base and on the top, but make that differentiation with the stain in between. And there's the doors I've got off. I've also got the drawers over here, of course, with all the hardware off. They've been cleaned, primed, sanded, and they're ready to go. All right, so we're getting ready to do the top of the bottom part of the hutch, and I just wanted to show you a few products. I've got the No Pain Gel Stain in Walnut by Dixie Belle. I use this a lot. They have lots of different colors: espresso, which is darker, weathered gray, pickled white, you name it, and they are really a cool way to be able to finish off tops of pieces of furniture, dining room tables, dressers, etc. And I think it'll be really great with this hutch as well. I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently though. Instead of just sanding it down to the wood, there was some veneer on this and some scratches, which I did need to buff out. And so I have found, at least in the past, when I've used gel stain over that, then those light patches still come up. So I went ahead and still sealed the top just like I did the rest of the piece with primer. And then I went ahead and put the chalk paint that I'm using on the rest of the piece as well, which is the Drop Cloth by Dixie Belle. Then I've done a light sand, and then what I'm going to do is go ahead and do some gel stain on top of that, so it'll replicate a stained look. Obviously it will be stain on top of it. So again, you know what kind of stain I'm going to be using. And then as far as applicator pads, I really like these. They're called Super Tough Staining Pads, and I just get them off of Amazon. For me, they work really well. You'll see, you know, I'm able to put it on and then I can turn it over and then wipe back. So anyway, and when I'm through with them, I just put them in a Ziploc baggie. If I have multiple projects going, which sometimes I will, actually most times I will, then I will just label walnut so I don't accidentally mix up colors. But you know, depending on the piece, you may need to use several coats of gel stain. You may just need a couple. For me, I typically use 4 coats, but this is going to be a little bit different because it's over the paint. So I may go for a little bit different look and a little bit lighter than usual. And then what I'll do is seal it with a polyurethane afterwards, which you'll see as well. The other thing you want to remember when working with oil-based stains, water-based too, but especially oil-based, is you're going to want to wear gloves because soap and water is not going to get it off. You can use different oils and things and lotions to try to get it off your fingers and stuff, but you don't want to have to mess with that. So be sure you have on gloves. I'm at the very bottom of my walnut stain. I don't know how many cans I've been through, but a lot. So anyway, here we go. as far as the clear coat that I'm going to use over the paint, it's going to be Dixie Belle's Clear Coat in Satin. And I am going to use this sponge to put it on. At least for me, I found if you use a brush, sometimes it can be streaky. So this sponge can just make the application a little bit smoother.